Joining us now to talk about it, Tony Sayegh, Fox News contributor, and Bernard Whitman, former President Bill Clinton pollster and CEO of Whitman Insight Strategies. Gentlemen, good to see you both.
Great to see you.
Okay, did you stay up for the whole thing? You watched it all?
We did indeed.
And I watched the earlier one, too. I don't know if you got to see the 6 o'clock. But from the beginning, it seemed this was going to be a little bit out of control, Tony. I mean, it seemed like the candidates in both debates really didn't feel very hemmed in by these moderators.
Not at all. In fact, there was a point in the debate where the moderator basically was challenged, and the rule was asked, what's the rule for right now? And he said, well, it's moderator discretion. And then the moderator just went on and decided to avoid one of the candidates. There's a lot of complaints on the Republican side about how the CNBC debate was moderated. Clearly, there was an agenda-driven perspective from some of these moderators. That being said, it led to the fact that you had on that stage a lot of winners last night. I've watched every debate closely, and I have to tell you, Shannon, last night was one of the few times, and you played the Christie clip, the Cruz clip, you got to play a few Rubios, some Carly Fiorinas. There was a lot of strong performances last night because they were pushing back against a very good foil in the Republican primary debate, which is the mainstream media clearly going after our candidates so directly.
Yeah, Bernard, them pushing back was a perfect setup and was kind of teeing it up for them on something that they're all going to be good on. They know that the audience is going to be with them. I mean, booing some of them, the moderators in the questions at the time.
Yeah, I mean, Tony talked about the winners. I think the two big losers were CNBC and the American people, because we expected and needed to have a substantive conversation about economic policy and about the issues that real American voters care about, like raising wages, growing the economy, making college more affordable, and ensuring equal pay for men and women. These are issues that Hillary Clinton is talking about. We heard very little of that last night.
Well, I will say that the Democrat debate stood in quite a contrast to what we saw last night. That's another topic for another day. But, all right, we want to get on to the most searched incident of the first hour. It involved Governor John Kasich, with folks trying to find out if he did have a link to Lehman Brothers, exactly what it was, after this exchange with Donald Trump.
This is the man that was a managing general partner at Lehman Brothers when it went down the tubes and almost took every one of us with us, including Ben and myself, because I was there and I watched what happened.
When you talk about me being on the board of Lehman Brothers, I wasn't on the board of Lehman Brothers. I was a banker and I was proud of it, and I traveled the country and learned how people make jobs.
All right, end of the day, he was not on the board of directors. He was a managing director, which about 700 different people apparently had that title. What do you make of this, Bernard? Because, I mean, if someone's Google searching you, at least they're learning more about you.
Yeah, I mean, I would say actually John Kasich, of all of them, to me, seemed the most pragmatic, the most thoughtful. I think his ideas, unfortunately, look towards the past. I don't really think that he is going to be able to rise much above the antics and rhetoric of Trump and Carson. But from my perspective, he does look more thoughtful than the others.
Well, look, in the case of the fact that he's obviously more searched, you know, Donald Trump is the brightest sun on that stage as far as media attention. John Kasich is the moon that reflects the light of the sun. That's exactly why it happened. As far as the Trump line of attack, it's kind of ridiculous. John Kasich is not a Mitt Romney. He's going to be very hard to villainize as some sort of corporate raider banker type. He's a very good blue-collar populist. That all being said, I disagree with Bernard, and John Kasich is a perfect reason why. There was substance last night. John Kasich disagreed with the vast majority of his colleagues on tax reform, for instance. There was a deep conversation about how to change the tax code that riddle small business with all these regulations that prevents them from growing real good-paying jobs. It's not about redistributing wealth and confiscating wealth, which is what we hear from the Democrats. It's about growing the economy and sharing an opportunity.
We're out of time because I know you're chomping at the bit. We could do this all day, but Tony, happy birthday to you. And Bernard,
Thank you.
Good to see you both. Thanks for coming in.
Great to be here. Thank you.
All right.